This is the 2026 Cadillac Vistiq. Is it the ultimate luxury crossover? Hey everybody, it's Tom from Vehicle Visionary. I hope you're having a great day. Today we're at Orr Cadillac in Shreveport, Louisiana, and we're going to go over the details on this all-new Vistiq and tell you all about it. If you want to know more, check out the link down in the description of the video. As we look here at the front end, it is going to look classic to a Cadillac. You will know exactly what you're looking at. And normally I would tell you when you see somewhat of an animated effect with the lighting that just has to do with my camera. In this case, that's actually happening up here with your LED turn signal indicators. We're also going to have the LED daytime running lights and your LED cube lighting right here. You'll also have that cascading effect with your daytime running lights. And as you can see, one of the benefits to filming here in the showroom, at least I hope it's showing up the way that it should be, but we have the illumination not only with the Cadillac badging, but also with the grille itself. A very unique look, but it looks Cadillac, although the upper portion of the grille not going to be functional for obvious reasons, but you do have the active shutters down here. This portion will be active to help keep the battery cool. That's going to be a good thing. You'll also find your front camera. Cameras not only on the front, but obviously other areas all around the vehicle. And here under the lights in the showroom, I must say, the radiant red exterior color really pops. Now, we're gonna find some gloss black in quite a few different areas. If you're a fan of gloss black, that would be good news to you. But you can see that it works its way from the front end around the fender surround here, and then onto the sides of the body, the lower portion of the doors right there. What do you think? Do you like that? All-wheel drive, you're going to have the 21-inch wheels. A nice look, but it is nice to see that you have an EV that, well, let's just put it bluntly here, does not have a gaudy wheel style like some of them out there. I think Cadillac does one of the best jobs out there of designing, well, really everything to do with the vehicle. Those wheels look really nice. We'll have the Cadillac badging right here, some dark chrome. For those of you that maybe don't like your traditional chrome look, there is something that should make you happy. Now you will find a little bit of the traditional chrome down here, but I don't think it's an overload. It definitely looks nice. As you can see right here, gonna have that butter knife effect right there as far as the overall design. When it comes to your side view mirrors, you're gonna have the gloss black mirror caps, turn signal indicators built in. They're heated, they're power adjustable. Have your blind spot monitoring built in. And they're also going to be power folding. I'll show you that effect in just a bit. Now you will have the two-tone with the black up top. You're gonna have the roof rails. And when it comes to your door handles, when you unlock the vehicle, they're going to pop out. But if you need to, you can just push in right here and bring the handle out to make it easier to open the doors. You'll also find soft close. Let you see that going on, not only with the front doors, but with the rear doors as well. Makes things nice and easy. And something that's unique is the design that we have right here with the glass. And that's not the only place where you're going to see that. You're also going to see it with the door sills, and I hope that it's showing up on the screen, but that area is illuminated. Not only this design right here, but the Cadillac logo as well. We'll work our way here to the rear. The tail lights looking so nice. Again, gonna have that animated effect. I hope it shows up on the screen the way it does in person. Everything is full LED, classic of Cadillac. Now, if you ever wondered what these numbers, this number right here means, the 900, that's actually the torque spec, but it's in Newton meters. Something that's very interesting, very unique. You will find the Cadillac badge right here. That will also allow for opening the power tailgate. I'll show you a few more things about that as we work our way through the interior in just a little bit. And then you're going to have the nice finishing effects back here as far as what you have. I guess if you're in a parking lot and no one's paying attention, you can always just run your hands right across there, just like that. Here is a remote for the Vistiq. You're gonna have lock, unlock, remote start. You can open and close your power tailgate, and if you panic, push that button right there. We'll have the Cadillac logo on the rear of the remote, or the key fob as some people call it. Now here's how you're going to find the functionality working with the side view mirrors. I told you they're power folding, so you can see that in action. You can also see the action of the door handles. When I lock the vehicle, they're going to be flush mounted. When I unlock, they're presented for driver and passengers. Something you won't find here is available space with the front trunk. Tell me what you think about that. But apparently a lot of people are not using that in their EVs, which is one reason why you're going to see one of the two motors that power this Vistiq. And what kind of numbers are we talking about when it comes to power and torque? 615 horsepower, 650 pounds-feet of torque, a direct drive transmission, 0 to 60 in 3.7 seconds. On a DC fast charger, you should be able to gain 79 miles in about 10 minutes. Now, how about those all-important MPGEs? 93 city, 78 highway, 86 combined, and 39 kilowatt hours per every 100 miles driven. Your driving distance on a single charge is going to be 305 miles. If you're wondering where the charge port is, conveniently located right here, we're just going to push on that just like that. There is your charge port. That's going to illuminate when you open the charge port door. When you need to close that, you can just hold that button down and it should close. There we go. Let's get it right. When you walk up to the rear of the Vistiq, here's what's going to happen. You hear all those beeps and see the lights flashing right there. I didn't do anything at all. I didn't touch anything. All you have to do is walk up and it's automatically going to start beeping and opening the tailgate, or the lift gate as we often call it, without you having to touch anything. There is a button on the remote, a button on the lift gate itself, and a button on the interior that you can use to open that up if you want to. Now, if you happen to walk past and you don't want it to open and it starts to beep, just keep walking. You won't have to worry about anything where that's concerned. It won't open unless you stand there or you're walking extremely slowly. We're looking at 43 up to 80.2 cubic feet of cargo capacity. We have the LED lighting on each side, a little bit of space right here on the left side. And you will actually find the dampened floor right here. A little bit of space underneath. We're gonna let that slowly work its way down. As you can see, I like that. It doesn't slam down. And nothing new for Cadillac, but you have your buttons right here that allow you to lower the rear seats to maximize cargo capacity. And since that seat didn't quite work, why don't we lower the front seats, and then we can lower these seats all the way down and show you how everything looks maximized. And nothing new or surprising for Cadillac, but you will also find the panoramic sunroof. It has the power shade that can be drawn back and forth depending on if you want the light coming into the interior or not. You also have the rear sunroof right here, and that very front portion on the panoramic sunroof up there will open. And one more thing you might want to know about back here, what about connectivity? You'll find a 12-volt power outlet. And you won't have any shortage of space. Plenty of room with the door bin for your passengers, with the second row passengers, and tons of room here with the armrest. And the finish with your trim, some of the different finishes throughout the interior, very nice. I like it. It looks nice, classic Cadillac. And you can move the seats back and forth. As you can see, this seat is all the way forward. This seat on the driver's side over there is all the way back. The only thing that's a little surprising there, and maybe it's not such a big deal, it's more convenient to me than anything else, but some people might think it's a bit surprising, is that you don't have power seats to move back and forth, anything like that back here. But you know what? It's quicker, it's easier, no big deal. And I hope you can see over there that you have recline built in to the seat. You can adjust that position. You're going to use this lever right here to do that. In fact, let me tell you one other thing that'll just save you some trouble. When you lower these seat backs down to maximize cargo space, you will have to pull up on that lever to put them back in place. They stay locked down until you do that. And depending on where the front seats are set, you can have a lot of leg space or a very small amount of leg space. Now, being that this seat has the seat back reclined all the way back, well, that's going to make a difference where that is concerned. And we're going to find an air conditioning vent right here. Personally, I would rather see that in the roof line. It's quicker to cool things off for your passengers that way. That's always a good thing. You will also find a cup holder right here. The only thing I wish was a little different back here was a little more length with the armrest. That's always something that's important to me if I was going to ride back here because, well, you can see my arm fits on there to a degree, but not 100% because of the length of the armrest. But for some people, that may not be a big deal at all. And you have 4 zones of climate control, 2 in the front, 2 in the rear, and you also have your 3rd row where you can control the air conditioning back there if you need to. We'll go back here. We're going to have the ability to go auto if we want to, change the fan speed and the temperature. All of that is going to be here. A very nice setup here. As you can see, we have our air conditioning vents not only here on the rear of the center console, but also in the door pillar area. We'll work our way down here and show you the connectivity. We're going to have the power outlet right there. You can also see that you have some USB options as well. And how about the sticker price? $81,915 here at Orr Cadillac in Shreveport, Louisiana. Let's see what else you get for that sticker price, depending on what you need to know about. You notice that I didn't really push anything or open the glove box via the glove box. I pushed the button right there. That's what allows you to do that. So there is your glove box. Quite a bit of space within that area. The driver and the passenger seats are both heated and ventilated. Also have the massage functionality, and you will find seat memory for the driver and passenger seats. A larger door bin and armrest for the driver and the passenger. And here is a quick look to our upper console. If you're wondering what all you will find right here, well, now you know. Here's how you're going to control everything with your sunroof and your power shade for the sunroof. And we'll obviously find the rear view camera mirror. You will also find Super Cruise. That's going to be something that some of you are going to want to take advantage of. If you do, obviously that's semi-autonomous driving. Over here on the driver's side door, we're going to have our classic controls here. We can push that button right there, and that allows the mirrors to fold in if you need to do that. You can control the position of your mirrors. All of your typical controls are going to be here. You want to turn your massage seat on, you just push that button right there. And I'll tell you what, you know that you're getting a massage. It's not just a light little kind of ho-hum massage. It's actually fairly aggressive, which I think is a good thing. Very nice to have. There's your steering wheel mounted controls. Your shifter is going to be right here. A conventional style shifter, nothing out of the ordinary or weird. And then we'll also have our control right here for our turn signal indicators. I have a tutorial on how to use your blinkers if you're not ready or not knowledgeable about how to do that, I should say. And you can control your front and rear window wipers there too. I can't really say anything sarcastic beyond that as far as that lever goes. Now, to turn your headlights on and off, you can leave them to auto. You can turn them off right here. And obviously you can turn everything on if you want to right there, depending on your situation. What you need to do, you can make changes, turn different features on and off. It just depends on what it is you're looking for. But it's pretty easy to find, but it's not going to be a physical control down here, as we might be used to with other vehicles. And the driver's display, very nice. I apologize for the glare of me in the screen right there, but that's just one of those things with these screens. Very simple to use. A lot of good information is going to be there, and you can obviously go over here and get all sorts of information with your touch screen. And I like that it has the curvature, as you can see right there. Angled towards the driver, driver focused. That's always a good thing. And what all do we have here beyond that? Well, you're going to have your cameras. I told you there's cameras all over this Vistiq. We have our overhead view. We can go right there and see the overhead view if we want to. We can go to our side view mirror views. And also go to your hitch view if you need to do any towing, if you want to do that. And then we can exit right there. You have ambient lighting, which I don't know that I'm going to be able to show you very well here. It's light enough in the showroom to where, yeah, probably not going to be able to do much with that. But it is here. There are changes you can make to that depending on what you want. Go over here and show you a few of the different color combinations that you can have, the different color options. It's all going to be here. You can customize that if you want to. You can see the different areas that are going to light. If it's not bright enough for you, you can go right here to brightness and change that. You can decrease or increase your brightness. You can see your styles right there. And how about your modes? You can also go into linking to drive mode or custom. You can also use demo mode. And then we can select home right there. Now, one other thing that's nice here, if you don't want fingerprints on your screen, everything right here allows for working your way around on the screen without touching the screen itself. I can push down right there, and that takes me into the Play Store if I want to use that. And then we can come back down here and hit home. That will take us home. It just depends on what it is you want to do. You have Google Assistant right there, so you can say, hey, I'm not going to take a chance on setting off devices in your homes, but I think you know how that works. You have charging right here. We're going to go in and take a look at that just to give you an idea of what's going on. You can charge later, you can charge now. You can do a lot of different things. You can use preconditioning if you want to. Turn that on or off. So quite a bit going on here as far as your functionality goes. How about your driving modes? Well, you can see what we have here. Tour, we have Sport. Show you the graphics that go along with that. Snow and ice, which seems extremely inappropriate to talk about right now because it's heading for the high 80s today in northwest Louisiana. And then you can go in and customize everything with My Mode, as you can see. You can change the steering, suspension, brake feel, acceleration feel, and your motor sound, depending on what you want to do as far as that goes. Quite a bit going on with functionality. Now, let's talk about settings. There's a lot to talk about here. Obviously, you can wirelessly pair your smartphone. Nothing unusual where that is concerned. You can see what's here, but I want to focus on vehicle. Audio settings, going to be right there. If you want to change that, your drive mode customization, you'll have valet mode and teen driver mode. Rear seat reminder, buckle to drive. I do recommend you use your seatbelt when you drive. Super Cruise lane change, you can see what all is here. Now, if for some reason your power lift gate is not opening, come down here to hands-free exterior storage. Make sure that's set to open only. Or if you want to turn it off, you can do that. But let me go back here to something that I know a lot of people like to know about, your collision detection systems. Forward collision avoidance, front pedestrian braking, intersection collision braking, adaptive cruise speed from signs. That's very interesting. Haven't ever seen it worded that way before. You can turn that off or on. As you can see, you have some options you can do that with. Adaptive cruise go notifier. Had a little tongue twist there. Side bicyclist alert, lane change alert, and reverse automatic braking. Obviously, you have your built-in navigation. If you want to use that, I can't show you right now, but you can see what is there, at least to a degree. We can get this off the screen, but I'm not going to do that right now. But you can see what you have as far as that goes. Auto Park Assist is going to be here if you want to use that. Obviously, I can't show that to you right now because we're sitting here in the showroom at the dealership. And we can scroll over here and see a few more things. Your controls, something that's good to know about right here. If you're wondering about how to activate and deactivate your child safety locks, this is where you come to do that. And that may answer a question if you come back here to do what we've done so often on these GM vehicles and turn those child safety locks on or off, and you won't find those controls here anymore. But you can see what else is here, and you can go to see more controls. If you don't see what you're looking for, come right here to this screen. Hopefully you'll find what it is you're looking for. Now, if you're wondering about programming everything for your garage doors to open and close those from your Vistiq, here's where you do that. And you can see that you can program up to 8 remotes. Do you have 8 garage doors to open and close? I'm curious to know if anybody out there does, but that's very interesting. Now, the controls for your air conditioning are going to be with this lower screen. Very similar to what we saw with the screen for your rear climate control functionality. You can see what all is there. There's your Cadillac Signia right there. And then you can control the volume right here. There's your cup holders. I like the surround on that, just a little bit of a luxurious look. Plenty of room with the center console lid to use that as an armrest. And within the center console is quite a bit of space. Okay, tell me what you think about the 2026 Cadillac Vistiq. Is it the ultimate luxury crossover? I'm curious to know what your thoughts are. Tell me down in the comments section what you think. I'd like to say a special thanks to my friends at Cadillac for giving me the opportunity to show you this all-new Vistiq today and tell you all about it. And a special thanks to all of you for being kind enough to give me the opportunity to give you a vision for your next vehicle. If you enjoyed this video, please be sure to hit the like button. That's helpful to me. I appreciate it. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future videos. And please share this video on your timelines on social media so other people can see it. If you would like to learn about additional vehicles you may wish to consider purchasing, check out the video that's on the screen right now, and I will see you there.